Hello, I am Val Pancakes, and joining me tonight on the stack, we have MagnumPro owner and pro wrestler, Mr. Jaysin Strife. He is a 7-hour Ironman, a doting doggy daddy, and you've probably seen him on the WWE more times than you think. Please welcome Jaysin Strife.
Hey, thanks for having me, Val.
Thanks for being here. So glad I get to interview you. I've known you for quite some time, but there's still a lot about your wrestling history that I don't really know.
Oh, my wrestling history is pretty interesting.
I know, that's why I was like, you'll be great. So just to start off, set the stage for everybody else, what was a young Jaysin Strife like?
I was a problem child. Not like in the sense of I got like in trouble as far as like with the law or arrested or things like that. But so I was a preacher's kid. And for anybody that knows anything, preacher's kids are always the worst. Luckily, I had an older brother before me that got in all the trouble before I did. So I got away with a lot because I learned how to get away with it from him. So, I mean, I as a kid, I'm the same as I was, or as the same as I am now. I just got dialed back. So like, if you see me in the ring, I'm having a lot of fun. I was always having fun as a kid. I was a class clown. I always wanted to be the center of attention. So obviously I'd become a professional wrestler, right? So
what else would you do?
What else would you do? I didn't want to be a wrestler though, so that's where it gets interesting. But yeah, I was class clown, center of attention. I was always doing. I got older. I started doing crazier stuff. My friends and I in high school were really into cars and jackass. So that was a terrible combination. I used to get in trouble for running up the bleachers and backflipping off of them. I distinctly remember a time when my friends put me in a trash can and shoved me off the top of the bleachers. We did, oh God, my senior class project was on medieval entertainment. And yeah, well, obviously we don't have anything like medievally back in like 2003. So my friend and I put my Taekwondo sparring gloves on the end of broomsticks and got in shopping carts and had trash can lids. And we made our friends push us into each other full steam and we jousted and we recorded it. And that was my senior class project. So yeah, we did a lot of really dumb stuff. So that was that's how I was as a kid. I surprisingly broke a lot less bones than I should have, and backyard wrestling included.
So what was your first exposure to wrestling?
I was really young. I want to say it was like 88, like 88, 89, or 90. So I was like either 3 or 5 or some shit like that. And it was a WWF house show. And I think my first one I ever went to was in Lincoln at the Pershing Center. My mom's got a photo album full of pictures, and there's one of me and my brother in there. But I think the first one was in Lincoln. And then we would go to like the Civic Auditorium when it was still around. God rest its soul. And yeah, I mean, that was really my first experience. And then I obviously learned it was on TV and got to watch it then.
So I'm hearing that your mom is directly responsible for what you've become.
No, not at all. She would be the biggest reason that I wouldn't be a wrestler. In reality, probably my brother. I mean, if we have to put it on anybody, it's probably my brother. I mean, my dad took us, but probably my brother just come home and kick my ass all over the house. So it would have to be part of it, I guess. It would have to be part of it.
So I know you said you backyarded. Did you have any formal training?
Yeah.
And
I was actually trained as a professional wrestler, yes, per se, I guess.
so how did you decide where to train and what was training like and taking your first bump?
uh, so when I was 16, myself and my best friend at the time found out that there was a wrestling school in Omaha. It was OWA, it was Omaha Wrestling Association. It was Maury Schwanger's wrestling school. And they had a Young Lions class. So it was for people that were under 18 and their parents would sign a waiver and all the typical stuff. My mom refused to let me do it. My best friend's parents wouldn't let him do it either. But I would continually try to go over there and like peek in and oh yeah, I'm here to check it out, blah 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 blah. And it never worked, so I just had to deal with that. And then came time, I was 18, and I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna try this and give it a shot, because it was just like me and my friends in high school, we do backyard wrestling. Probably 90% of professional wrestlers nowadays, if they tell you they didn't backyard wrestle, they're probably lying. But when I turned 18, I was working full time at a Foot Locker. I was the assistant manager, and I remember absolutely hating our district manager at the time. And like, I came into work one day and I had got written up for the night before. We were at a memorial show for Chip Douglas, who was a really talented guy from our area that passed away down at Harley Race School. And so we went to the memorial show for that. And we had been to a couple other shows that were OWA shows. This one had been rebranded like NRW or something. Shit changed more times than most guys change their underwear. It was ridiculous. So we went to that. And we're sitting there, and I'm just like, man, this is cool, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm 18 now. And so we ran into one of the guys and like, hey, we have a show tomorrow. It's just like this little fair show, and it's in a town called Arion, Iowa. It was there couldn't have been more than 125 people in this town. It was literally tucked between two sets of train tracks. And it was like their yearly summer festival. It was in August. It was like Buffalo Days or something. So we're like, all right, well, I was like, I got to work tomorrow, so like, I'm not gonna be able to go. I went into work that morning, and my manager was like, oh, I got these write-ups for you. You're in trouble for this. Right. You're in trouble for that. And I signed the first one because, yeah, I had one of my employees that was leaving to go to the Air Force. And so, like, if anybody's ever been in a Foot Locker back in the day, or I don't even know if they still do now, because I haven't been to a mall and I couldn't tell you how fucking long. They always have the TVs with all the shit going all the time. And back when I worked there, it was like the same music videos over and over and all that. Well, it was just running on a DVD loop. So I was like, hey, fuck it, we're gonna watch Top Gun today. So of course, the day that I'm letting my employees watch Top Gun, the district manager shows up. Oh, well, you can't be doing that. And I was like, yeah, it's his last day. Like, well, we get paid to run those videos. Well, I'm sick of fucking listening to them. I worked here for 13 months with the same shit every 3 months. Like, I was mad. She was all butthurt because I was talking back because I didn't care about her, and it was just annoying. So I got written up for that. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, no big deal. I'll sign it. But then they're handing me this paper, and they're like, hey, you sent this customer down to the. I was in a mall with a Foot Locker here at one end of the hall, and then 3 stores down there was another Foot Locker. Yeah, don't ask me why. Mall the Bluffs was crazy. That's how we do it. And the guy came back. He's like, oh, I don't like this hat. I don't want this hat. I want to return it. I was like, you can check out my hat, see if you want to pick out something else. It's fine. And he's like, this is a really long, like, we're leading up to this. It's going to be very anticlimactic, so I apologize. But this guy doesn't find a hat, so I send him to the other store. Well, instead of coming back to my store to return it, he just returns it there. So they missed their goal of the day by like $27 because of one of those ugly ass flat brimmed $40 starter new era hats or bullshit that people were wearing then. And so they wrote me up for that. Like I grabbed that piece of paper, I was like, I ain't fucking signing this. This is dumb. Like, figure this shit out. Like, I'm not doing that. And there's like, well, you have to sign it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not signing it. So if you tell me one more time I have to sign it, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and wipe my ass, but then when I change. I sat on the desk and I went in the bathroom and changed. And I come out and this motherfucker's like, I'm gonna have to let you go. Like scared shitless. Like I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. I'm gonna have to let you go. And I was like, fine, fuck this place, fuck you. And I left. And luckily, it was at like 10 a.m. So I called my buddies like, hey, let's go to this fucking wrestling show. It's at 2 o'clock or something. We got in the car, hauled ass out there, and helped him set up the ring. And that's where I met Hype Gotti. And I had already known Jane Drago because he's the one that told me about the show. And we helped him set up, we helped him tear down. And at the end of the day, Hype was like, hey, come out to the school on Tuesday. He's like, I'll train you myself. I'll train you personally. I was like, all right, fuck it. So I went out there and paid whatever it was. I think it was like $75 a month or something like that. And went out there on Tuesday. I think it ended up being like the first week of September or something. And I officially started wrestling training. I told you, very anticlimactic. There was a long ass build to that. Chris Manning's popping for Hype Gotti, I'm sure, right now.
Well, who doesn't pop for Hype Gotti?
Fucking nobody anymore.
You weren't kidding.
I know. They're popping something because of Hype Gotti. Oh, what? Let's say shit.
So,
I win the internet.
So you said that you didn't originally want to get into wrestling, but it sounds like you really did.
So
and you've been doing it for a minute now.
Yeah. So the original plan was out of high school I was going to go to stunt school. I wanted to be a stuntman. I mean, pro wrestler, stuntman, kind of the same thing, right? Except that one of the jobs you make a lot of money and get to live somewhere cool. The other job, you just live in this shithole that is the Midwest and barely make enough to get by. But yeah, I wanted to be a stuntman. And so when I graduated school, I went to literally fill out the application. I was going to go to, it was like up in the Seattle area. And I had been looking at all these schools of LA, there's some in Louisiana, New York, and this one in Washington was like the most reputable. So when I went to fill out the application, apparently I didn't do enough research because at the time I found out you had to be 20. And I was like, well, fuck me. Like, I don't want to wait 2 years. Like, I want to do this now. I want to go drive cars, get lit on fire, and fall off tall things. Somebody out there's probably like, why don't you just become a deathmatch wrestler? That's not my bag. So I couldn't do it. So I was like, well, whatever. I'll just bide my time. I'll save up money or whatever and figure it out. Because it was like 3 weeks, 6 weeks. It was a long time. Like I had to be out in like the Seattle area for a long time. So, save up more money, hotel, all that stuff. And then obviously all of this came about and I was like, well, it can't hurt to do this for a little while. And so, yeah, I started wrestling. I thought wrestling was going to be a jumping off point for me to go be a fucking movie star. Didn't work. It sucked me in the goddamn black hole that it is.
You love it.
Love, hate,
You wouldn't have been doing it for this long if you didn't love it.
I know. It's a little.
So speaking of, how long have you been wrestling?
It will be the start of my 17th year come the end of June.
And what, like I said, when we first started, I have known you for a while, but even I don't know your full wrestling history. I know that you were out in California for a while. I know you've wrestled overseas.
Yep. Yep.
So like run it down for everyone else.
So obviously, like my official debut was like the end of June 2004. I had just had a botched hernia surgery that I had recovered from. And actually wasn't supposed to wrestle for like another 4 weeks, but I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm fine, I'll do it anyways. So I had my first match with the fucking nice old bandage on my abdomen and everything, wore a t-shirt. Like I was like super skinny fat when I was 100 and, oh God, I don't know, like 163 pounds or something like that. And I just looked like shit. So I wore a customized t-shirt because at that time, I think around that time I was working with one of my trainers at his dad's t-shirt shop, Jim Speary's T-Tops and Crossroads, and God rest his soul. I wouldn't Magnum wouldn't be as successful as it is if it wasn't for everything I learned from Jim. Jim was a fucking great man. So if there's one good thing that came of training with Jaden, it was getting to spend a lot of time with his old man. So I was wearing customized t-shirt, and then I had some fucking Jordan basketball shorts that have my name on the side. Like everything that I hate about indie wrestling right now. Like I was.
So you would hate yourself.
I would beat my own fucking ass 10 times over if I sent myself footage now. Like I would be like, I'm gonna find you. Like I'd be Liam Neeson. I'm gonna find you. I have a particular set of skills. Like, it was terrible. But I went out there. We did the match. It was at the time the guy's name was Cousin Skeeter. Wrestles now as Joey Daniels. We had a fun little match. Me and Joey have always had decent chemistry. We've always had just fine little matches every time we've ever wrestled. So he's a good cat. It's good to see him still clicking along. So June of 2004, I had that match, and then started wrestling for PCW in Sioux City, Iowa. And I started up there and started kind of meeting some more people. Actually, our senior referee, like whatever you want to call him now, my referee correspondent for Magnum, Mason, was the guy that ran that. I got to meet a lot of interesting people, got to work a lot of fun people, made a ton of connections there. Really took that place for granted. I look back at stuff now, and like I tell my students now, like even the places that might be like your fuck off places where you go and try new things and do stuff like that. Like you can't take that stuff for granted. Like I look back now, there's so many things I could have learned earlier on if I paid more attention, but I was young and I could do cool shit. So I was pretty arrogant. Which if there's any aspiring wrestlers watching now, keep your fucking attitude and ego in check. Cause I'll be the first motherfucker to call you out on it now. But that hurt me a lot when I was younger. And I'm one of the people that can admit it. Like I know I didn't ever essentially have anybody put me in my place on it, and I wish I would have. But I lost a lot of opportunities because of it, so that sucked. But I started out there, and then I was going and going. I was meeting people. I got asked to go down to work for it was NWA Central States. I think it was before. I think they even inevitably transferred over to just like Central States Wrestling. But I remember it was NWA Central States, and I was scheduled to go down and wrestle my trainer Hype Gotti because they were trying to look at Hype for a spot on their shows. I went down there and blew him out of the water, and I got the spot on the shows. It was Showtime Darian Sanders that set that up. Inevitably, they told me that later. And like, I didn't know, like, I was just like, oh, cool. I get a booking in Kansas. Like, yeah, this will be cool. Sure. I'm out of Iowa. That's awesome. And so like, I started going down there, and that's kind of where I got my first big break. I got to wrestle Sanjay Dutt down there, which led to the Midwest X Division title match with Matt Seidel, where I won the belt. And that ended up being like 05, early 06. I don't remember. So, I mean, like I was, you know, not even 2 years in and had a regionally recognized affiliated national championship. So it was like, oh shit. And then from there, I started to get out more and more. It was like at the time when I got that, like that's kind of when I had a mini blow up. I started that got eyes on me in Des Moines when 3X Wrestling started up. That inevitably got me out into the Chicago area when I was working for. I got to work for Ed Schumann, which was a fucking blessing. Anybody in wrestling that knew Ed Schumann obviously can't say enough nice things about that guy. And everybody that didn't get a chance to wrestle for Ed Schumann, it's a goddamn shame because he was again that guy was a trip. But out there, I got to meet a lot of people. People that are on TV now. Carl Anderson. I wrestled Alex Shelley out there. I wrestled Black Machismo. Jay Lethal out there. I had one of the matches that I still consider one of my favorites of all times. Was a singles match with Jason Dukes. I had that match out there, and still I can go back and watch that now, and I love it. I obviously pick apart my little things, but like the match itself was super solid. And just all that kind of kept leading out. I got opportunities at the time. Smart Mark Video was huge, and IWA Mid South was like the place to be. So we're creeping into like 2007-ish area, and I got to start working for the Ritters at NWA No Limits, and combine that with Ian Rotten running there. I got in with Ian, so that got me to IWA Mid South. I had made connections with Eric Cannon, and then had started making my way into Minnesota, working for a lot of different places. AWA Rush. A lot of people don't remember Cowboy Gator McGraw, but he ran the AWA Rush up in the Mankato area. And those are some of the best times I've ever had in my life and in professional wrestling was because of him up there. I basically lived in Minnesota for like 3 weekends out of the month, and I stayed at a sorority house. Like, I was in fucking heaven. If I could go back to any time, it would be right back there. So, yeah, and then there's, I did all that. I started doing more I started doing first wrestling up there for Canon, and then my schedule started getting taken up more and more by IWA Mid South, and by then we had started building like some big angles. I main evented the night one of the TPI with Dingo, in a dog collar match, probably one of my favorite matches I've ever had. Me and Dingo would just beat the shit out of each other. So if anybody has access to that back catalog, those are matches people need to check out. It was TPI 2008 because that is the match that got me to Southern California. And so it was right there. I started working in SoCal for about the next 2.5 years, about every month. It was out there. I was a part of a 6-man tag or 2 6-man tags that got nominated for SoCal Match of the Year. And it was out there working with the guys out there, Gary Yap and Anthony Maris. Talking a lot with Anthony Maris is what eventually led me to coming back here and opening Magnum in 2011.
Now, I was, like I said, going through the old back catalog of whatever Magnum stuff is on YouTube, and ran across a tag match. Team Man Pretty?
Yeah. Which variation of that, though? There's like 9 of them.
It was you and Peter Avalon.
Yeah, me and Peter Avalon. Was it Tyler Bateman and Funny Bone that we wrestled?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I love
and
Tyler.
I was like, oh, I didn't know that this was here.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love Peter. Peter and I wrestled a couple times for NWA Mach 1, which the late John Ian used to run. I always used to go in. I would always get flown into SoCal, sometimes Thursdays or early Fridays, because Mach 1 ran every Friday in Anaheim. And so I would just message Johnny and be like, hey, man, I'm going to be coming in. Can you make a spot for me? And John would, he was always super gracious about doing that. He even gave me like a lot of really good matches. I worked a lot of guys that are, well, guys now that are obviously featured on TV, Peter Avalon's in AEW. And then worked a lot of guys that ended up working for Dave Marquez at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood pretty regularly. And then, I wrestled Joey Ryan there once. Funny story about that. You want a funny story about that?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, we have to, like, because it doesn't really matter now if I tell this story. But so I get there and Johnny Ian's like, hey, you work with Joey? Ah, fuck, cool, all right. Little segue to that. I worked Joey. I actually defended the PWP Heavyweight Championship in Southern California against Joey Ryan on a West Coast Wrestling Company event. I hadn't talked to Joey much before that, like hardly ever. So I was like actually super nervous. And somehow that got back to Gary Yap. And fucking Joey tweeted it out. And like the moment I saw that, like all of my, like, oh cool, I'm wrestling this guy that I've watched for so long and blah, 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 blah. Like all that just went, phew. And I'm like, I want to punch this motherfucker in the face. Like I just got really hot about it. We ended up going out. We went out. We had a really good match. We had a banger. It might be on my YouTube somewhere. He ended up splitting my eye open with a diving forearm. But we had a really good match. So fast forward back to Mach 1, and Johnny Ian's like, you work with Joey tonight. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I go back and we're bullshitting. And he's like, he's like, I don't feel good. I don't feel like doing anything. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, fuck it, man. Let's just have a match. Let's do nothing but false finishes. Like, I don't give a shit. It's like, you don't give a shit. So let's just fucking just go. Let's bang a bunch of shit out in like 3.5 minutes. And that's exactly what we did. Like, our match is like boom, 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 boom. And he hits me with the spear. He picks me up and goes for the power bomb. Gets me all the way up. I fart right in his mouth. Yes. I farted in Joey Ryan's mouth. Nobody put that out on fucking Twitter, because as much as everybody hates Joey, that should make me a fucking king now, right? Like, yes, Jaysin Strife farted in Joey Ryan's mouth. It was never talked about. Nothing was ever said. We just went on, we finished the match, and he's like, oh, it was great, thanks, blah. I'm like, yeah, man. Whole time in the back of my head, first thing I do is I find my buddy Anthony, I'm like, I farted in that motherfucker's mouth. He goes, good. Obviously, you look back at it now, everybody's like, yeah, you should have just shitting it. Like people just, yeah, that's how all that kind of came about. And I got to wrestle at the time at one of the Inokis was running in Japan. They were running IGF is what it was called. And at the time, one of their guys was over here and he was holding he ended up holding one of the NWA belts out there, I think. But I got to wrestle him. His name was Sushi Sawada. He's like a world judo champion. That match was a lot of fun. It was different. It was one of my first experiences getting to wrestle foreign talent out in Southern California. Because at the same time, once the Magnum train started rolling, we started doing what we would call offer matches. We would call these offer matches, where we would just find a promotion out in SoCal that would let us have a MagnumPro match. Our matches stole the show so many times that companies stopped letting us do them on their shows. I mean, fine by me. That just goes to show you how good they were. But because of that, I got to work with Ryan Taylor, who's now Tyler Rust on NXT, and Akira Tozawa, who I've wrestled multiple times now at this point. So a lot of cool stuff came from my time in Southern California. I even wrestled one of the Young Bucks out there. I don't know if footage still exists. I think it was. Hold on, I got to remember him. Who's got the dark hair? Is that Matt?
Might be.
Who's the jacked one of the two of the Bucks? Somebody in the comments gonna tell us.
I was gonna say I honestly don't know, so I'm really hoping somebody in chat can help us out there.
I should know this, but
I
the jacked up one of the two wrestled wrestled a different guy on the show for the title of sexiest man in Epic War, I think is what it was. And but the joke is the other guy that I think the other guy's name was like Biggie Biggs. Yeah, I miss those guys. So that would have been we had Nick. We would have had Nick in a 4-way. It was a 4-way elimination match because I remember it because it was the week that Masawa died. So Tyler Bateman and I were throwing fucking elbows like they were going out of style that night. I remember that. And Nick wanted to get eliminated first, obviously, because he didn't want to be in the match. He's like, I just want all you guys to super kick me at the same time. Again, sheer irony how that works out, you know. So, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I wrestled Scorpio Sky at Mach 1, and footage of that was on my camcorder that got stolen, and I'm pissed because it was a really, really, really good match. Same thing with LA Knight on NXT now. That was Sean Rickers. I got to wrestle him at Mach 1. He actually took a spot that we used and has actually and used it like a lot, even at his time like during Impact and stuff. So innovator.
So, what brought you back here with the Magnum brand?
Do you want the story as to why it was created? Is that what we're looking for here, or
why you came back with it? Like what made you want to start your own company or run a company especially out of here with, you know,
shitty wrestling companies that already existed here?
And, you know, it's not a big wrestling area.
No.
So like what made you?
Well, it used to be a big wrestling area, so why couldn't it be a big wrestling area again? My answer to that is because people weren't doing it right. And so that's what I was setting out to do. I got tired of people not listening and just sticking to the same old shit that wasn't working. So, you know, like when I decided, hey, I'm going to make a real go of this, I was just like, you know what? Like, I found a venue. I made sure there was booze. And then I had my ring built to fit in that venue. That's how I did it. Because when you look, like, especially in our area, like the Omaha area, when you look at what really draws, like MMA was drawing huge. Like the MMA fights here were drawing 1,500 to 3,500 regularly. It's just because people would spend a ton of money on alcohol to watch other people beat the shit out of each other. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I certainly like wrestling a lot more when I'm drinking. So there has to be alcohol where I'm going to run shows. I mean, I went so far as to when the venue I was in wasn't good enough anymore, I went to another venue and basically gave alcohol away to continue to entice people to be at the shows. I did it smart and I made a lot of money doing it, but that's a different side of things because I'm not giving away my business secrets. So, yeah, I mean, the whole deal was literally just, I got sick of how wrestling was being run here. It was the same old shit. It was boring. Nobody was trying new things, different ideas. It was just spotlighting the same people all the time. Like, So I started Magnum because I was out there. I had a name going for me, but like other people, like you can't survive off one or two people. It doesn't work that way. So I was like, I'm gonna build and make new people. There's 5 or 10, maybe even 15 people that have worked for me that started out in Magnum Pro that were brought in and given a chance that went on and still do work at other companies in our area because I gave them that initial chance. So it's always how it was. Like, God, I'd have shows maybe halfway booked, and then I'd just be like, "Oh, you showed up, you showed up, you showed up, you showed up. Hey, everybody, jump in the match, have a match. Here you go wrestle." Like, that's how I did it. It worked. It worked for a long time. I don't do that now, but actually, I still kind of do. You know that. You've seen me on show days.
I was like, come on. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do it not as much as I used to, but I still do.
And I appreciate those scramble matches.
Oh, I hate them. I just hate them because nobody listens. But it's a scramble match. Like, they are what they're supposed to be. Oh, well, don't get me started on that.
You sound like a disappointed dad.
Yeah, well, I look back at it. I'm pretty upset with myself sometimes.
Oh. So, what would you say has been your greatest achievement in wrestling? It can be just like keeping the company going, or if you had like a specific title or match or opponent or anything like that.
I've done a lot of noteworthy stuff. I've wrestled a lot of guys that have gone on to get signed for television, things like that. But I mean, when it comes to like professional wrestling, like my legacy is gonna be Magnum Pro. Keeping that going for 10 years has been, God, I didn't expect to keep it going more than 2 or 3 years, and to go 10 years and then open a wrestling school during a pandemic, like, awesome, stupid maybe, but I don't know. That's probably going to be my that's going to be my wrestling legacy. It's what I'm going to be most proud of. I've done a lot with this little thing here, but I'm not done yet. Like, I'm tired of it being this little thing in Omaha. Like, we need to be like this big fucking thing in the country, and there's no reason we shouldn't be, because I watch a lot of independent wrestling, and quality wise, there isn't many that are up to snuff. Production wise, there's no more than a handful on the indies that have anything near the production that we do. So, people out there, if you're not a local person here that is knowing us and watching us, like, get off your fucking ass and go find us on iwtv, because I promise you, our shit's gold.
Use promo code Magnum for 5 free days.
Yeah, sign up. Yeah, we don't get those big kickback numbers like, Game Changer and shit like that. I'm just happy people watch our stuff.
So, I mentioned in the intro that you've been on WWE a handful of times.
Yeah.
If you could run down, so if people have the network, they can go and find you.
So we are. I love gimmicks that require like a lot of extra people, because that means if the WWE was coming to town, they needed a lot of people. Hence Adam Rose. Thank God for the fucking conga line. I was in the conga line, I don't know, 6 times on TV, some shit like that. I was the crazy Super Saiyan chicken that got shoved. Like, that was cool. That was fun. Shortly after that, when he got released, we brought him in to Magnum, and he remembered all that. Like, that's what the cool connections you make in wrestling. I was also a security guard with Merrick Brave on SmackDown. I believe we were supposed to keep Randy Orton out of the building, I think, is what was our job. We failed, obviously. Spoiler alert. I was I was the soldier that went after Rusev during his feud with the Big Show in Kansas City, Missouri. I got death threats after that when people found out I wasn't actually a soldier. But I also got many nice messages from people on my fan page thanking me for my service. If there's ever a time for Pat Powers to chime in stolen valor, this would be it. But that was really cool. And then obviously I was on 205 Live when I got to wrestle Akira Tozawa again. I believe that was actually like a July 4th episode of 2018, 2017. I don't know. It was one of those two. I know it was in July and it was early July. It was either 3rd or 4th. I can't remember if it was 18 or 17 or 18. But yeah, it was really cool. Like those were awesome experiences. Awesome experiences.
So, what has been the greatest obstacle that you have overcome in wrestling to this point?
To this point,
Yeah.
I mean, most recently, it's probably got to be my my autoimmune disorder diagnosis, and then follow that up a year later, and I've got cancer, and then keep continually following that up, and they still keep telling me I might have more cancer. They can't decide if I have cancer. I mean, I see 8 different specialists. I take a shit ton of medication. I have weekly transfusions, but yet I still I'm in the best shape of my life right now. I'm wrestling better than 90% of fucking indie wrestlers out there right now. I'm still going it. So if there's, if there's anything, it's that. I don't know how I keep going. My dad and my mom are baffled by how I keep going, but fuck it, I'm still going. So, I mean, it sucks. It takes a lot for me to just even get out of bed every day. It takes even more to get me to go to the gym. It takes 10 times more of that just to get me to show up at Magnum Patreon tapings, 20 times more to get me out of the building or get me out of my house to go to a wrestling booking. But I'm doing it. But you don't see me on Twitter pandering to every fucking person that'll listen to try to get myself over because there's something wrong with me. This is it. This is my fucking life. People out there don't need to know about it, but I'm telling them about it because you asked about it. So
you could have said anything. You could have said living
but
here.
I'm telling you what it is. That. I'm a straight shooter. I tell it like it is. I say what I feel. So it's all good. I'm still here. I'm still kicking.
So I know that you are the 7-hour Iron Man.
I talk about all my California stuff and I blow over setting a record.
So if you could maybe mention that and tell us how that all came about.
Yeah. So Gary Yap had this crazy idea. I don't know if that dude was just stoned out of his mind or what, but he's like, hey, there's the longest singles wrestling match is 6 hours and 34 minutes. And it was Edge Strangler Lewis and George Hackenschmidt. I don't remember who the other person was. And I don't mean that in an offensive way. I just don't remember. I just remember Edge Strangler Lewis and 6 hours and 34 minutes. And he's like, we should do a 6 hour and 35 minute match. I'm like, that's dumb. Just round the fuck up. Do 7 hours. I said it jokingly because I was just whatever. I wasn't even supposed to be in it. I was not originally planned to be in that match. But what happened is there was an open spot at PWG and a ton of fucking SoCal people were gunning for me to get the spot at PWG. And I remember it, and I'm going to put myself on blast here. I remember it, and they put Willie Mack in the spot instead, and I fucking blew up. I blew up on Twitter. I remember it's one of the reasons I don't have Twitter anymore, because I got fucking bad anger management problem. So that kind of just fucked me on that front. and my phone rings, and he's like, Gary, I gotta have you in that 7-hour match. You're gonna do it with Johnny Suave. If anybody looks back at the time in the matches I've had with Johnny Suave in Southern California, I actually knocked his tooth out of his mouth. And then the promoter went back. It wasn't even the promoter, actually. I think it was Gary, put a slow-mo of it, of me kneeing him, and he didn't cover for it properly, and you just see the tooth go, poo. And he slows it down, and you just watch it fall. So we all had a good laugh about that, because it wasn't my fault. I'm a good wrestler. And he's like, I'm gonna have you got to do this match. 7 hours. You think you can do it? And I'm just like, I remember sitting in my car and I'm like, fuck it, man, whatever. Like, fine. So we're going through all this stuff, and it's supposed to be Johnny Suave, and I think it was like 3 weeks before Suave bailed or something. And so then I get Rockstar Cordova. Nice guy. Rockstar's nice guy. He's great. But he's one of those guys who's like, I've been wrestling, and this was 2011, 2012. I actually have the footage. I have to finish putting it together so I can upload it to iwtv. So the whole 7-hour match is going to be available on iwtv soon. By soon, I mean like, I don't know, 2-3 months, because I'm lazy. Unless anybody out there wants to handle all that for me, it's literally just clipping everything together. But so I get Rockstar Cordova, and it's again like this is 2011, 2012. Well, I've been wrestling for like 10 years. The guy's been wrestling for like 10 years, but he's had 15 matches. Like, you're not really a 10-year veteran. You're a 15 match veteran, you know? Like, at that point, leading up till then, I had 10 to 15 times more matches than him, obviously, because I had been wrestling all over at that point. It was a lot more than 10 or 15 times. But I digress. So now I have to take this guy, and I've got to wrestle him for 7 hours. Like, that's not something like wrestlers nowadays want to fucking go over all their stuff. They want to put everything together. They want to flip, flop, and fly, and whatever else, and yada, 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 yakety schmackety. No, I'm going to work a 45-minute fucking headlock. Like, that's what I'm going to do. Like, I've got to wrestle for 7 hours. The whole time that this guy books this, he has people wait. Oh no, this gets even better. Stop. I got to backtrack a little bit. This is supposed to be like a gigantic charity event. So he's supposed to have this big, gigantic hall in Reseda. I guess Reseda, not Reseda. Temecula. He's supposed to have like this community hall rented out for the whole day and all this jazz. People are going to be able to come and go as they please, and so on and so forth. He fails on all fronts. So they put the fucking ring up in his side yard. We are in the side yard with his turtles. I have to dodge turtle shit to get to the ring. Now, this was in like January. SoCal isn't always hot. So by the end of the match, I'm putting clothes back on because it's like 53 degrees. But he has people waiting in the wings. And I didn't see this until after the fact, but he's like asking all these people, like, they're not even going to make it 2 hours. Oh, they might make it 3. Oh, one guy was optimistic and was like 4. And there was one guy that's like, they're gonna fucking do it. Like, all right, fuck it. But he had people waiting inside that if at any point that we failed, there was going to be a run-in to set up something else later. The moment I found out about that, I was like, absolutely fucking not. I'm going all 7 hours. I'm going to set this world fucking record. Well, guess who didn't have Guinness there? He contacted Guinness, but then never officially ended up setting everything up. He's like, well, I can just send him the footage afterwards. I don't think he ever did. But we made it. I went 7 hours. I went 7 hours and my body just shut off. I remember crawling into a bathtub and I just laid there and everything stopped working. I was like, fuck. Like I just started shaking. Like the whole, so it's an Iron Man match. You get pinned, there's like a 60-second break. This guy was running to the fucking bathroom all the time and all this shit. Like we played all this shit up. Like if you ran inside and tried to take a shit, there'd be a fucking count to count him out. Like it's interesting to watch, but it's 7 hours. But I also know I'm an entertainer, so like I'm doing live commentary on the match in the match. I'm telling everybody watching my life story as we're wrestling. At one point, I get to the point where I'm just countering moves, talking about the fact that I have 2 college degrees, so I'm really smart. Like, I'm just trying to entertain people, like, because people stayed the whole 7 hours. Like, the fact that there are people that watched me act like a fucking doofus for 7 hours is astounding to me. But I did it. I had them hooked. I kept them there. And yeah, like that's a pretty. I used to brag about that all the time, and it's just like, how can people not give a shit about that? But the moment somebody goes 60 minutes, or most recently 2 hours, and they're like king fucking dingaling, like, cool, 2 hours. I guarantee you right now, if you give me 4 weeks to get ready, I'll go another fucking 7 hours. I'll make your fucking 2 hours look like shit. And I'm a 35-year-old man that's basically fucking dead, still out there going.
Is that an open challenge?
Here's the thing. Somebody's going to have to pay me a lot of money to do it. I'm still owed money from the other one. So, but I would do it again. If somebody wants to book it, I'll do it.
Heard it here first. So, moving on to just kind of more fun topics, I guess.
Yeah. What was not fun about 7 hours, Val? Huh? That was an interesting story.
That was a great story. I asked about it because I knew that it would be.
Yeah, you haven't.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
You haven't even touched on road stories or anything yet.
So. Oh, that's exactly where I'm going.
Yeah, actually. I got some road stories for you.
I know you do. So before we hit that, when you travel, what do you like to listen to, or what music like gets you hyped before your matches?
Like when I travel, or like when I'm on the road, or when I'm somewhere else, like getting ready to wrestle?
Both.
Okay. I used to fall asleep in the car a lot. Shout out to Donnie Pepper Cricket. He's probably the only reason I'm still alive. But ironically, now I'm the guy that stays awake. I don't get it. I'm old and broken. I should be asleep 5 minutes once the car starts, but I'm not. I don't listen to music on car rides. I try and converse. A lot of times, though, I'm booking Magnum shows or I'm playing video games. I have a PlayStation Vita. I play Chrono Trigger all the time. I love it. I can replay it. I can beat it and replay it right away. It's like my favorite game of all time. So I do that a lot. I'm also not one of those people that I don't listen to music to get hyped. Like, this isn't an MMA fight. Like, I didn't even have headphones on and was like bouncing around and shit before my MMA fight. Like, I hung out with TJ Benson and was like, yeah, man, like, fuck, cool. And then TJ taught me how to do this really cool choke, and then I won my fight with it. So I'm in the moment most of the time. So, and I'm usually babysitting somebody in the ring, so I kind of have to just make sure they're competent so I don't die, because I'm a walking time bomb. So I'm pretty focused on wrestling when I go anywhere, unless it's Magnum, because then I have to babysit everybody.
So what are your go-to road snacks?
Muddy Buddies. Yep, Muddy Buddies. I love Muddy Buddies.
What is your favorite city to wrestle in?
Ooh. Ooh. That's tough. No, it's not. Actually, that's a lie. So, I mean, city, does that correspond with venue, or are we talking city because of fans?
Either or.
I've wrestled in the ECW arena, and that was just surreal. Like, that was fucking awesome. It was a huge mark out moment for me. But hands down, like when it comes to atmosphere, First Ave in Minneapolis, hands down, nothing beats that. That is electric. Like you cannot help but come out of the curtain up there at WrestlePalooza in First Ave, and there's 900 plus people going fucking bananas. Like you can feel it. Like that is, like that's when guys like talk about like all the rush. Like you can't the adrenaline rush. You can't you miss that. Like that's what they talk about. Like I love coming out in front of the Magnum fans, but like half the time those people are like, "Let me sit on my hands," or the other time they're like, "Bring us AJ Styles again," because they can't appreciate the talent that I have here and am grooming for them now. Take note, Omaha fans, quit being a bunch of assholes. Buy your tickets in advance. We can start selling out ahead of time. That's how you get more names. Idiots.
Um,
I just saw in the chat the ball monkeys are asking what is a muddy buddy. It was puppy chow. Chex Mix, chocolate, peanut butter, powdered sugar. Oh, I love that shit. Somebody answered them.
The way to Jaysin Strife's heart is Muddy Buddy.
Yeah, but don't give me too much. I have to keep my abs. I have to keep my abs.
So, what has been like your favorite opponent?
Hands down, overall, somebody I could wrestle 7 days a week and not have a bad match with ever is Jeremy Wyatt. Cue Chris Manning saying best wrestler in the Midwest. I'm not gonna argue with him on that because even I'm the person that said people are like, oh my god, Jaysin, you're the best. No, like fucking Jeremy Wyatt's the best. When Jeremy Wyatt retires, if I'm still alive and wrestling, then I can be the best. But right now, that's Jeremy Wyatt. So I can wrestle him 7 days a week and love it. It's always interesting. It's always exciting. It's never the same. So,
what has been your favorite tag partner?
That's a tough one.
Or like what would be somebody you would like to tag with if you have?
Well, again, that's another question. Like it's like, shit. I mean, if it's somebody that I would like to tag with, I mean, there's possibilities are endless. Like, you know what though? In reality, I'm not a big tag wrestler. Yeah, I'm not a big tag wrestler. Like, I just don't. I feel like I'm the type of wrestler that can mesh well with anybody. But let's put it in perspective. If we could take like 2006, 2007 Jaysin Strife and put him with AJ Styles, like we would be like the brothers Styles because we would look identical. If you think I'm lying, go back and look at like AJ from TNA and find my early pictures. I assure you, every time somebody would come up to me and anybody ever tell you look like AJ Styles? I'm like, oh no, it's so fucking original. Like, so like that would be cool if it was like, you know, in retrospect, but I'm not just not a big tag wrestling fan.
So what is your favorite move to take and what is your favorite move to give?
Shiny Wizard all day, baby. Knocking motherfuckers out. It's my favorite one to give. Favorite one to take? None of them. They hurt. This is an awful question, Val. Everything hurts.
Well, what hurts the least?
What hurts?
Or
There
what
is
looks
nothing
the
that hurts the
coolest?
least. That hurts the least. What's my favorite? Yeah, my favorite move to take is the one that I can counter. You know what? I really enjoy when big guys give me clotheslines because I can flip, flop, and fly all over the place. Usually make them look pretty good. I actually, ironic, and there's people that are going to be surprised by this, but like, I love to bump. I will bump my fucking ass off. Anybody that's ever seen me do the Candido spot in person, I will. I have out bumped people giving me moves with my pants down. So if you're ever with me at a bar show and I'm like, oh, Candido, you better be ready to run your ass off because I'm going to bump and feed like a motherfucker. So, and the whole time my ass is going to be out. I did that at WXW in Germany and hit Marty Skrull in the face with my bare asshole, and I got a "you sick fuck" chant. Yeah, I should have hit him with my bare asshole again. I don't like Marty Skrull, so fuck him.
So what would be now, like Jaysin Strife today, what would be your dream match? Like if you could wrestle anybody at the next Magnum show, March 20th, who would you pick?
Yeah, Bryan Danielson. Daniel Bryan, whatever.
All right.
I almost, funny story about that. Remember the first time he got released from WWE?
Mm-hmm.
He was out on the indies taking bookings for $1,000. And we were trying to book him in SoCal for a Magnum match against me. And the date never lined up. I was fucking furious.
So now we're to like the good portion of this time together where we hit road stories.
Oh shit!
And feel free to obscure anybody's name if you need to.
Oh yeah, I'll protect the boys. No, I won't. You're all fucking.
You told me you were gonna shoot tonight.
Yeah, everybody and all those bullshit things you used to do. The Ab and Dick connection coming at you. Telling that story about the Ab and Dick connection does not do it justice. You had to have been there. But yep. David Clark and Michael Monsoon, the Ab and Dick connection. Tiny apartment in Iowa City after a 30-pack of beer 30. It was $10.99 for a 30-pack of the shittiest beer I've ever had in my life, and we drank them all.
So, like, I know that you have a wealth of road stories.
Yeah. What do you want to know about? Like debauchery, us almost dying,
yes,
smoking pot with Ian Rotten and Too Cold Scorpio. That's one I always forget about, and I'll fucking love. I'll tell that one.
Sure,
pretty straightforward.
I mean,
I was dating a girl at the time, and I think it was just me, her, and Donnie in the car, and we did an IWA show, and then Donnie had to go back and do a CEW show. I think it was. It was something like that. It was like IWA, CEW, IWA. It was like I think it was 3 shows. I think it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday deal. And so like Donnie was gone, and yeah, because it was Friday, we did the Friday show. Donnie left to go do the Saturday show. Her and I stayed back and rode around with Dingo and Michael Elgin and Ethan Page all day. We just went to the mall, like we just fucked off. We just did dumb shit, so on and so forth. And we did the show that night. We all ended up back at the hotel. Too Cold was on that loop. And so it ended up being me, Elgin, Mickey, Knuckles, Ian Rotten, and Too Cold Scorpio in Ian's hotel room. And we were all hanging out, having a good time. And I think Elgin was trying to get with Mickey at the time. But like Ian was like not letting that happen. And like, I guess I found out at this point in time at that night that my girlfriend was bisexual. So like me and Mickey and Ian and Too Cold are getting all fucked up. Remember, Too Cold's rolling European spliffs. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's Too Cold Scorpio. I'm going to smoke it. They could have had that shit laced with LSD for all I know. I wouldn't have cared. So we're passing it around, and then like, I don't know, all of a sudden Mickey gets all touchy and feely with my girlfriend, and they leave and go to the bathroom. And I'm like, fuck me. Like, what the fuck? So I'm still just hanging out. At that point, Elgin leaves, goes back to I just call it the boys' room because there was like 12 of us in it. And he goes back there. So I'm just hanging out with Ian and Too Cold. And they're talking about ECW, getting high. And those two come back out of the bathroom, grinning from ear to ear. And I'm like, the fuck happened in there? And that whole night, we broke into Mike Logan's van and had sex all over his seats, and then went back up to the hotel room and slept for like 20 minutes, and then Donnie showed up. It was really kind of anticlimactic. The story. It's just funny, is it? I had sex in Mike Logan's van. Fuck it.
That is funny.
You take your contracts. Show up with another van, and I'm gonna have sex in it. I can tell you a funny story about Donnie Pepper Cricket and his ability to sleep through anything.
Yeah.
Good one. That was the night I almost killed us. We were driving back from an IWA show, and Donnie was in the backseat asleep. We had good old Moonshine Darren with us. I was driving, and somebody was in the back with Donnie. I don't remember who. I'm sure he'll pipe in and tell everybody. But we're going along, and I started driving, and it was going out to IWA along I-80. There was always this place. There was a truck stop. There was a little diner, and then there was a place called the Tiki Motel. If you've ever driven along I-80, if you don't remember the fucking Tiki Motel, then you haven't lived. I think it's in Illinois. So I think it's past the world's biggest truck stop, in between the edge of Iowa and fucking Joliet, or whatever goddamn Illinois town Ian was running at the time. Probably Joliet. So we're probably like 10 miles out from there, and I fell asleep at the wheel. And I mean like asleep at the wheel. And Darren starts yelling and wakes me up, and we're already in the ditch. And like I'm hitting the rumble strips, and I remember grabbing the wheel, and I'm just like, fuck, and I get control and get us back on the road. Everybody in the car, wide the fuck awake. I might have shit my pants, I don't know. Donnie in the backseat, sawing fucking logs like you wouldn't fucking believe. And I'm just driving. I've got a death grip on the steering wheel, and I'm like, fuck this, we're pulling over. Get off at the Tiki Inn Motel. We park, get out of the car. Guys, let's go to the diner, get some food or something. Donnie, wake up. I'm shoving him. Wake up, Donnie. Donnie doesn't fucking move. Doesn't fucking move. We're just shoving him.
Donnie says it might have been Dave.
No, it was Donnie. Oh, no. Dave maybe was with us.
Yeah.
But Donnie was fucking dead ass asleep. And I mean dead ass asleep. So we go eat. And I'm like, guys, I'm not fucking driving anymore. Let's just get a fucking room. So that's what we did. We split the room. We're fucking hitting Donnie. Wake up, Donnie. We're going in the room. Fucking let's go in the room, Donnie. Donnie's going, I'm punching. I'm fucking punching Donnie hard at this point to get him to wake up. Motherfucker just no self. Just dead ass.
All right.
It's like, fuck it. My phone rings at like 6 a.m. What room are you guys in? He finally wakes up. What room are you guys in? Oh, the one that's right in front of you. And I turned off my phone. Well, we had parked in front of 2 rooms. He didn't know which fucking room it was. So it was a 50-50 gamble on whichever door he knocked on. He was either going to get us or he was going to get shot by a trucker. Obviously, Donnie's still with us, so he picked right. I remember getting up and opening the door and then laying back down and going to bed. So like, that was it. Like, we almost fucking died. Oh, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. Like I've had a lot. We drove 26 hours to Chikara's Young Lions Cup. I drove 6 hours up to Minnesota to meet Eric Cannon, Darren Corbin, and Ryan Cruz. And then we drove out to Philadelphia, where I wrestled for Chikara. I remember being out at some bar, and Ryan Cruz smacked me in the face with a gigantic slice of pizza. That's always a funny memory to me. Or Eric Cannon telling me to walk up to Jigsaw, and when you get his attention, to be like, "Oh, that's why you wear a mask." I guess I look back at that now. That's like really fucked up. Like, but I was like, okay, fuck it. If that's what you want me to do, I'll fucking go do it. But he got a big kick out of it. He's like, "Oh, you're fucking Cannon's boy." Like, oh, they told me to say that. I don't mean it. No, it was lots of, man, wrestling's cool. Wrestling's afforded me a lot of opportunities. I've gotten to do a lot of fun shit. And I would say that I've made all these great memories. I've also had like 9 concussions, so I don't fucking remember them anymore. So there's like, I got to be on a show with the Great Sasuke. So like, that was fucking dope as shit.
So what are your hobbies outside of wrestling?
Cars and video games. I'm a very basic man. Cars, video games, and my dog.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
We're waiting for Commissioner West.
Absolutely.
Say hi to everybody, dude. I woke you up. I'm sorry. Oh, now I have to unbook Donnie Pepper Cricket? All right. Sorry, Donnie. Commissioner Weston said you're unbooked. All right. I'll put you back down, okay? All right. Yeah, my dog. Cars and video games. I'm a very basic man. I don't fester and fight a lot. I just work on my cars, play my video games, and go about my business.
And hang out with your adorable dog.
Yeah, wow. He's a crotchety old man, just like me.
I love your dog, even if I think your dog hates me.
Don't feel bad. He hates everybody. Like, it's who he hates less. That's what it is. Like, he hates me. Like, he is literally side-eyeing the shit out of me right now because I picked him up because he was snoring. I'm sorry, Bubba. You got to go outside anyways. We'll take that when we're done.
Well, I'm getting close to wrapping up, so we should be good for Weston.
God, long. Fuck. Gigantic windbag.
No, it's fine. I told you could go as long as you wanted. So sitting there able to do that.
Go ahead.
So I was looking at the chat.
Yeah, no, I am too. As I'm interested in this booking cat.
Apparently Action has a booking cat.
Yeah, Action. I'm intrigued. Cats are okay, but dogs are way better.
I mean, I have a cat, so.
No, but I know the yellow dog. So.
He's a very good boy.
Yeah.
So, what upcoming shows do you have other than
Magnum?
Yeah.
Rugged Pro, April 24th. And then on April 18th, the Yellow Dog will be at LWE in Trainer, Iowa. Rugged Pros in Marshalltown, Iowa. And I did just get booked the other day for Homegrown Wrestling.
Oh, where's that out of?
Was in Warren, Illinois. So that'll be interesting. I've been trying to make my way back out east for a while. So I literally haven't been in like the Chicago area, Illinois, or anything, and God, it's been years. So I was pretty excited when he hit me up the other day. So that'll be fun. Any promoters
Yeah.
out there listening, I can travel. I do have a valid passport, so just throwing that out there.
So where can people find you?
Facebook, that's it. I don't have Twitter. We've discussed this. I hate Twitter. Twitter is toxic garbage, and I can't stand it.
I mean, I love Twitter, but
Well,
we're different people.
yeah.
So what would you tell a 10-year-old you? Like, knowing what you know now, if you could go back and have a conversation with a younger version of yourself, what would you tell yourself?
Save your money, go to stunt school. I see. Are these people asking? What do you get? People asking questions in here? Singlet, trunks, or pants, and why? Is that one of them? Is that one of them weird questions? Like, just DM me that if you want.
I'm trying to find that in the chat and I don't know where it is.
It's Vic Sage, 60.
Okay, I see that now. All right.
I've worn trunks and I've worn tights. And realistically, I prefer my tights over my trunks. I don't know. It all depends on how I'm feeling that day. Wrestlers have the worst body dysmorphia. So, but I also have more spandex in my house than I have normal clothes. Boy, I have.
You have so much gear.
I have 6 fucking totes in my house full of gear. So, if anybody wants that ring worn stuff, like washed or not, I don't care. Hit me up. If you're paying, I'm selling. Yes, Twitter is a cesspool. I can't stand Twitter so much. And I'm not a King Kong or a Godzilla guy. Sorry. I just see somebody asking that. Yes,
Yeah.
Why do I need to explain Jackie Chan? Like, Jackie Chan's my idol. I'll tell you a little story. You want to hear something? I don't want to say it's candid, but it's like my confidence level in the talent available today is like very minimal. So like everybody always talks about like people that have gimmicks in professional wrestling, gimmicks and everything like that. Like Charismatic Canine, Yellow Dog, that's a solid gimmick. Like gimmicks are over, it's cool, right? Jaysin Strife has never had a gimmick. Like Jaysin Strife is the gimmick. The gimmick is the name. Like Dasher Hatfield goes by a very good professional wrestler, right? That's all Jaysin Strife has always been. Like Jaysin Strife has always been a good fucking wrestler and a pretty entertaining guy. But I've always said that if I could be the Jackie Chan of professional wrestling, I would be. Here's the thing with that. I want to find competent talent that could hang in the ring if I were to do that. You can put me in front of any Jackie Chan movie available and I can pick apart and see and know what's happening with every single fight scene that happens on the screen. I've been watching Jackie Chan movies since I was in like junior high. Like that's my shit. Like the guy's my idol. He's been my idol. And so I've always wanted to take that physical comedy and bring it into the physical comedy and the action and bring it into my professional wrestling matches. But there is nobody out there that can hang. Now there's guys out there that think they can hang, and I'm not going to name names, but they look like absolute dog shit and they need to fucking stop. The closest thing to ever come to what I want to emulate and it be done well, because this is the only time I've seen it done very well, is the most fast-paced 60 seconds of professional wrestling. Do you remember the Low Key and Red match from Ring of Honor?
I don't personally. I'm sorry.
I'll try to find the clip and I'll try to send it to you.
Yes.
But they have an opening spot in their match, which people are calling like the most exciting 60 seconds of pro wrestling ever. And it's fucking great. It's put together like a believable fight scene and it's awesome. And I love that shit. And I studied that shit when it came to watching wrestling. Nobody else can replicate it. That's why the other day in the training classes, we were just talking about like who are people you would want to work and blah 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 blah. One of the new guys was picking my brain. I was like, fucking low key. I want to wrestle low key. And this motherfucker looks at me and goes, "Are you what?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to fucking wrestle low key." Right behind that, I want to wrestle red. And then right behind that, actually not even right behind that, the top person on my list that I want to wrestle that I think can pull that off with, because he's an avid Kung Fu movie fan like myself, is Jack Evans. We tried so hard to have that match happen out in SoCal, and we couldn't get it to pair up. That's a little insight into, like, people always ask, like, well, what's your gimmick? Well, fuck, I don't have a gimmick. But if I could do it and do it well every single time I went to the ring, because you know how high my standards are for myself when I'm in the ring. If I could do it and do it well every single time, I would be the Jackie Chan of professional wrestling. So it's a little peek into the madness that is my mind and my opinion on current professional wrestling stars.
So, rounding off the night, couple questions that I ask everybody.
What was that? Sorry.
Oh, no,
you're
you're
on the wrong pipe.
A couple questions that I kind of ask everybody. How do you take your pancakes?
Wheat pancakes with chocolate chips.
Fair enough.
There's always my Denny's order.
Man, I miss after show Denny's.
I used to go to that was our SoCal retreat was Denny's. I'd eat Denny's like fucking 5 times every time I was out there.
And then very important question that we do ask everybody. When it comes to an Oreo cookie, do you prefer a single stuffed Oreo or a double stuffed Oreo?
Single. Yep. Single stuffed Oreo.
Why? I'm offended.
I'm a wrestler.
And
I'll eat a whole sleeve without even thinking about it. I don't want to be in the gym for that long to work off an entire sleeve of double stuffed. I mean, granted, eating an entire sleeve of regular stuffed Oreos isn't gonna fucking make much of a difference, but single. Moderation, Val. Moderation.
You've known me for a long time. Do I know anything about moderation?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not. You hang out with us, so no, you don't. We don't know anything about moderation either.
So is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or plug this evening?
You know what? I mean, I think the guys have done a super good job on getting everybody to go out there and follow MagnumPro on Twitter. Definitely do that. Go over to Facebook, give us a like at Magnum Wrestling. Follow us on YouTube at Magnum Wrestling. Would be even cooler, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/MagnumPro. Right now we've got a $5 a month tier and a $10 a month tier, but we're going to be adding some more. We are taping matches just about every week at our school for Patreon. It's just a chance for my young kids to get more work and to work with the local guys here that have been around a while, plus anybody that wants to travel in and do it. It's kind of nice because I've gone back and I've watched a few of them where you can see, you can really already see the kids coming into their own. So it's kind of cool to be able to go back and, see them kind of grow up from their time hopping out of wrestling school. So, anybody that supports us there, we absolutely greatly appreciate it. I don't have social media. You can find me on Facebook if you search for Jaysin Strife. If you want to do me a favor, just tell your local promoter you want Jaysin Strife to come to town, so you can come talk to me about Jackie Chan movies at the gimmick table, because I'll talk about Jackie Chan movies with you all night. So outside of that, I mean, yeah, follow Magnum Pro on anything that you can. Watch us on IWTV. If you're not an IWTV subscriber, use Magnum for 5 free days. I'm just trying to get more eyes on the company, get more eyes on the area. We live in just a black hole when it comes to wrestling, and it's sad because we have some of the best professional wrestlers on the planet right here in our neck of the woods, and because we don't have some super indie out here that's flying in fuckface A and dipshit B that does all the same shit you see on every fucking indie show across the planet. Like, we don't get recognized for that. Like we're professional wrestlers. Like, we tell stories, we entertain people. So we're not some spot monkeys. Shit drives me nuts. So, and I'm not even talking about that in the sense of me, support me. Like, I'm talking about everybody that works hard out here. And I've got a lot of guys that work really hard. We've got an awesome production crew in Free Captive Productions that they're putting out content that if we had all the means to do it, it would rival WWE production. But, you know, that kind of money isn't here on the independent level. We don't have a TV backing. So, you know, check us out. I love it when you interact, especially if you're on the Patreon, interact. I get all those messages. I typically reply to the messages, comments, all of it. Our YouTube, go check our YouTube out. We give you guys free matches all the time. I'm sure some people watching are Game Changer fans. So we could just release JJ Garrett against Jay Fowler from last month. My match with Nick Aldis for the NWA World Heavyweight title is out there for free from January. I mean, we're putting stuff out there. I'm pretty sure you can dig back through. You can probably find me versus AJ Styles, me versus Matt Sydal. If you go subscribe to my YouTube at Jaysin Strife, I've got matches with Seth Rollins on there. I don't know, however many other guys I've wrestled that have gotten signed. They're probably on there too. So I've probably got 200 or so matches on my YouTube. I just stopped updating it. Just stopped giving a fuck. So throwing all my eggs into one basket in the Magnum Pro constituents. So I don't know. Is there any questions in the?
Yeah. Any follow-up questions in the chatteroo here?
I like answering questions.
Oh,
If you're a backer on the Patreon, I appreciate that. Oh, they hit him with the link too. My guys, they know what's up. Hey, who's this? You should ban this guy that said Oreos suck. Guy or gal. Okay, just ban that person. They should go away.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, apparently the guys are mad that I don't like double stuff.
We're kind of a double stuff team here.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, they're not bad. I'll eat whatever's there. Just saying. I saw something in here and trying to dig.
Favorite Jackie Chan movie?
Oh, that's a good one. Hey, to answer that Shrek one, it's hey, now you're an all-star. Time travel, don't get me started. I'm a multiverse theory believer, so this is neither the time nor place for that. I'll make you a deal. If we can get 10 more patrons at the $10 tier, I will put out a self-titled video where I will talk about my multiverse theory, which if any of the boys that were traveling to one of Nick Dinsmore's shows in Sioux Falls were in the car, they can attest to how wacky it is. But my Jackie Chan, well, God, that's a tough one. Oh, okay, overall, I'd have to say that my favorite one is probably Who Am I? It's a super underrated one. A super underrated one that I don't think a lot of people know about. And I love it. It's got a really good car chase scene. with the Evo 4, Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4, and it's got one of the best fight scenes on the rooftop towards the end of the movie that I absolutely love because it's so dynamic and back and forth. So, can goofy gimmicks make money? Oh, I got a good answer for this. Yes, goofy gimmicks can make money. Proof of that being Orange Cassidy. But my boy, the Yellow Dog, did an Impact Wrestling tryout. Oh, should we go into that story?
Yeah, I think we
got to
should.
cut it, or do you want to go into that story?
I got time.
Yeah. So my boy, the Yellow Dog, the Charismatic Canine, at Charismatic letter K9 on Twitter. I don't know why he has a Twitter, but he's got one. In August of 2019, one of them, August of 2019, went out to Las Vegas and did an Impact tryout. Motherfucker absolutely slayed it. Like, nobody there could compete. Like, not at all. Like, it was like the moment like he just even put his gear on, you could just see people talking and pointing and being like, oh, smiling and laughing, like, because it's a fucking dope ass get up. Gets in the ring, does his thing, boom, 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 boom. Nothing but good feedback from D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown loves the fucking Yellow Dog. Madison Rain loves the fucking loves the Yellow Dog. And so they're like, okay, hey, you'll be at the taping tomorrow. We're gonna put you in the ring. You're gonna wrestle Bob Evans and Tim Hughes. Probably a lot of people know Tough Guy Inc. or whatever they're going by. And they pair him with this big jacked fucking dude from Belgium, whose his flight literally got in like halfway through the tryout happening, and got there right at the end. So they like threw him in and let him have a match. And so D'Lo was like, "Hey, we're gonna pair you up with the big Belgium dude because like he flew from fucking Belgium. We might as well give him something." Kind of one of those, "Hey, you showed up. Here's a booking." Right? So
call back.
yeah. So we have the tag match. I mean, the Yellow Dog has the tag match.
You're blowing it.
Well, you haven't figured it out yet. I'm the Yellow Dog. I still fucking hate Twitter, so I'm not on there much, but I do interact. So we have the fucking match, right? And the match is just the fucking shit because I'm doing whatever. Like, I'm watching what's going on. I'm hanging out with Paul London at Gorilla. Like, talking with Paul London at Gorilla was like talking to myself when it comes to watching wrestling. So, like, I was completely distracted because I was having a heyday because, like, we would be sitting there, like, just imagine I'm sitting here like this, watching a monitor. Paul's standing right next to me, just like this, watching the monitor. And I'm watching the monitor, and I'm just like, now why the fuck would they do that? Now they just have to get up, and they're going to pick him back up just to do this and put him back down, and blah, blah, blah. And I just see Paul look over. Yeah, like, that doesn't make any sense. And then, so we're sitting there, and then, like 10 seconds go by, and he goes, well, why would you just go up to the top rope just to end up coming back down to go back to get the other guy to go up top with you? And I'm like, and I'm sitting here, and I literally just go, yeah, why didn't he just put him up there to begin with? Why did they have to do all this extra shit? And Paul's like, I don't know. Who's training these guys? And so, like, that's our conversation for like a fucking hour. Like, that's just, we did that for like an hour. I felt like I was talking about me. And so we get back and we do the whole deal out there, and it's they do it on the dark, or not the dark, or whatever it was. They're like, oh yeah, we can put this on our Impact Plus, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, so many people are going to see it on Twitch. They didn't put it up. I don't blame them. I wouldn't have put it up. We've had Patreon matches better than that. So So we gonna do that, but now, in my defense, it definitely wasn't my fault, and I'm not putting the blame on anybody. But some people fucked up their own spots. Let's just put it that way. So at the end of the day, like everything's going, whatever, blah blah blah. It's fine. Like, we're done. We're tore down. All this. D'Lo's like, think you might be willing to relocate to Windsor for 6 weeks? I'm like, fuck it. I got nothing else going on in my life. Yeah, sure. So it's going back and forth for like, God, weeks, trying to figure this out. I'm trying to get hotels booked. If I'm gonna fly, if I'm gonna drive my car out there, whatever. And like, it's supposed to be training 3 days a week, filming stuff on off days for like a Tough Enough style show up in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. So I can't get any real details on what's going on. And so finally, we're like the week before. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't have any real details on what's going on. I don't even know like where the school's at, where I need to be, when I need to be there. Like, I've got a really cool story to tell. Like, I literally am coming off having 5 millimeters of my tongue removed and my entire left side of my neck cut open and all of my lymph nodes pulled out. Like, if I'm legit having to compete with athletes right out of the gate, then this is fucking stupid for me to come up and do. I was like, I have a hell of a story. I've been wrestling for 15 years. I've overcome an autoimmune disorder. I've overcome cancer. I was like, I'm not coming up there paying my own way, paying $1,500 for a hotel for 6 weeks, no details, no guarantees. I was like, I'm not coming, man. Like, my fucking story is worth more than that. And I never heard anything back. I did talk to somebody that went up there, somebody out of Sammy Callahan's camp. And he's like, yeah, they ended up doing training like 2 days a week for 3 weeks. And then just never picked anybody that was getting a contract. But then anybody that ended up going to a show with like Scott D'Amore, people ended up getting offered contracts. I don't fucking know. So it was a very long roundabout way to answer the question. Yeah, I do think goofy gimmicks can make money, but you have to know how to work and be a wrestler. Like, you can't just be like, look at me, I'm a cat that claws on the ring posts, or, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to do shit. If I was a Disney princess, I'd be Jasmine because I'm tan. Who's the worst wrestler I've been in the ring with? Oh, fuck. I don't have enough time for that.
Worst 5.
I didn't team with Tough Guy Inc. I wrestled Tough Guy Inc. What'd you say? What was that?
So, like, which, like, when they ask who's the worst you've been in the ring with, like, you said you couldn't answer it?
Okay, so,
or you don't want to?
No, it's not that. It's just like,
there's so many.
Some real shit buckets. Okay. I'll give you a fucking real good one here really quick. And he's probably not the worst, but oh God, actually, you know what? I don't give a fuck. There was a guy that used to come around Des Moines all the time. No, I don't even know if I wrestled him. I don't think I wrestled him. I guess I can't say that because I haven't wrestled him. He just really sucks. So never mind. I wrestled a kid named, I can't remember his name, but it was at APW in Milo, Iowa. Altavius King. Octavius King was his name. And man, he was the shit. And like, I'm not a person. I don't take liberties with people. I don't do that. I don't fucking beat people up in the ring. I'm an asshole and a dickhead, but I'm not an asshole and a dickhead in the ring. Like, I'm very professional. But I used to do a running chop. I don't like to throw chops. I'm not somebody that throws chops all the time because I don't like them, because like when you chop somebody, who do you think of? You see a chop in a wrestling match, who do you think of, Al?
Flair.
Yeah. Why the fuck do I want to do something that makes you think of somebody else? That's not my job. I need to do something that makes you be like, oh fuck, that's Jaysin Strife does that. That's Jaysin Strife. That's my job. That's what I'm supposed to do. So anyways, like, this dude's like really just uncooperative in the ring anyways. He's stiff and robotic. I can't move him. So it's hard to work with him cooperate. So finally we just get going and get the spot, just fucking whip him, corner chop, run, go to hit that motherfucker, and he puts his forearms up. And he's a skinny, like, this is like his fucking quad. So his fucking forearms, like, I'm like chopping these beer cans of bone. Yes. I hit that motherfucker, and you instantly. Now this match is on my YouTube. You can go watch it. You have to find it. I hit this motherfucker, and I just went. Like, you can see my face and my demeanor visually change. That kid, I did beat the shit out of. Like,
he's not wrestling anymore.
At one point, I had him down in the bottom turnbuckle, and I fucking super kicked his face so hard, the whole ring moved. Now, everything was safe. I didn't hurt him. Don't yawn.
Never.
I'm tired too, but I just know I'm going to go to bed and my roommate's going to show up and I'm going to be awake. It's going to be stupid. Like, you can see it. I kick him and the fucking camera catches it and the whole ring just fucking moves. And we finish the match. Boom, big finish. Bang, cover, kick out. Or not kick out, cover. 1, 2, 3. He might as well fucking kicked out because he just got up and walked around like I didn't just kick his fucking face off and drop him on his goddamn head. God, that kid sucked.
Oh, let's see.
And he's not even the worst.
Oh, trying to see if there's anybody else asking any questions. Well, I think that looks about all from the chat.
Okay, good. Don't ask anymore. I gotta take my dog outside. Favorite puns? No, I don't do puns.
No, you're not that kind of guy.
No, I'm not very punny.
Well, on that note, I will let you attend to your adorable pup.
Yeah,
this has been The Stack. I'm Val Pancakes, and this has been Jaysin Strife. You can see his work on MagnumPro. The next MagnumPro event is March 20th.
Yep.
And
what? Quick plug. We're not going to do iPay-per-views anymore, except for maybe the big shows. But we are going to offer a Patreon tier that will give you a link to every, like, you'll automatically get a live stream for every event that we have the capability to do it on, even the ones that we aren't releasing to the public. So check that out. That should be updated this week. I'm in the process of working that out with Free Captive as far as how to do it through Patreon, so people can stop buying the link and sharing it with people, and we get 15 buys and 300 views because people are assholes. You know, if 300 people bought our fucking live stream, we could probably afford to bring in all those doofuses you people like that aren't any good. They just pander to you on Twitter.
I like people that pander to me on Twitter. It's fine.
Damn it, Val. Stop it. They're not good wrestlers. I talk to people. I don't pander, though. But I'm a good wrestler, so it's like, whatever.
And then will that be up on IWTV? After?
Yeah. Everything will go up to IWTV. I'm kind of a dick, and like I don't upload it right away. I always wait until like the week before the next show, but that's probably pointless. I'll probably just start uploading. I don't want to upload them right away. Yeah. I'll keep waiting. Build the suspense.
And if you don't have IWTV, you can always use code Magnum for 5 free days.
Yeah. Please do, and then stay on. A lot of good shit on there.
IWTV is a real treat. I enjoy it quite thoroughly.
Great platform. I think it's a fantastic thing for independent wrestling.
There's so much independent wrestling that I would have never even seen, thought, heard of that I absolutely love because I watch IWTV.
There's a lot of independent wrestling I wish I would have never seen because of IWTV, but they're still good at what they do, so.
Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, anytime. I'll come on the internet and talk shit about people. My favorite thing to do.
I was just going to say that's your favorite thing to do.
That's all I do. I spend all day doing it. Yelling at my own goddamn TV and get myself worked up for no reason. Oh, well, I'll learn one of these days.
And you can follow MagnumPro on Twitter at Magnum Wrestling.
Twitter at Magnum Wrestling. YouTube at Magnum Wrestling. Instagram at Magnum Wrestling. Patreon is just MagnumPro. YouTube,
Facebook.
Twitter. Yeah, Facebook at Magnum Wrestling. Yep. That'll keep you abreast on everything.
Follow the Charismatic Canine on Twitter.
Yeah, follow Yellow Dog. He's cool as shit. He's really good too. He's the best boy. Character that should make money. Do what?
He's the best boy.
He's the best boy. Absolutely. Nobody better. Except for Canyon.
Pour one out.
For the homies.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you everybody for watching. Have a good night.
Bye.
You guys are clear.